That's a good one for these waters, isn't it, Tophiel?
It's about a 30.
Now that is a nice Pickwick smallmouth.
Call him. But that's dinner.
O'Neill Outside with Travis Johnson is presented each week by Works Power Share. Share batteries, save money.
Hello again, everyone. I'm O'Neill Williams, and welcome to our program. Boy, you're in for a treat today. Think about this now. We're fishing with Guy Eaker, Hall of Fame bass fisherman, 10 classics, winnings from all over the place. He's going to take us fishing on Lake Norman in the bow boat. It's wintertime. There are things to learn, and you'll hear it today directly from Guy Eaker. Of course, I'll ask the questions, and you can learn an awful lot, but only if you stay right there and watch O'Neill Outside.
Pretty good little
Well,
fish.
you started off with a bang now, I'm telling you.
I believe
Oh,
that's,
I just got bit too.
I believe that's a spot too. Yeah, the little spot.
Let me reel this up. Hey, it's a good spot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look out.
Pretty nice little fish though, wasn't
Yes, it was. Let's talk about this for a second.
it?
If you're fishing on a given day, we got a lot of things to talk about, you and I do today.
Right.
But if you're going to fish for spotted bass,
Right.
you expect that to be your catch instead of largemouth that day.
Right.
What is the thing or the things that you will do differently?
All right, well, this lake, I'm gonna tell you about this lake. It's Lake Norman. Most of your largemouth are up the river. I am a river fisher.
Uh-huh.
But the water's got so cold up there, these largemouth fish is sort of backed off. They're not eating that good.
Okay.
These spots eat all winter long. You can come down here and fish these points, ridge pilings. They're just aggressive. They eat all winter long. So what I'm doing, I'm taking a little bitty crankbait, or a little bitty jerk bait, or a little bitty finesse worm, and them spots will eat.
Okay. Stay small,
Stay small,
light.
light
Okay.
line, small baits. Just like I said before, I've talked to biologists. This is not no ramp deal either.
Okay.
And the biologist told me
You
one
didn't
time.
just hear this at the ramp. This
No.
is for somebody
I
that
said,
knows.
I got a question. I said, why do we need to downsize in the wintertime? Why don't them fish eat bigger baits? He said, their system, cold-blooded fish, he's not got a lot of action to him. If he takes a minute in that big or a shad, he'll spit it back up because he can't digest it. I said, what?
Oh.
He said he can eat 3 that size and keep them down. So that's the reason you need to back off, use small baits.
Okay. Spotted bass,
Right.
think small and slow.
Slow.
Got it. I believe this is a spot too.
Yeah, yeah,
All I did was raise a rod
right.
and he was there.
Oh yeah. Yep, very right. That's what it's all about. Yeah, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Little shaky head.
Shaky head, just a little jig head.
Yeah,
If you,
just downsize.
generally speaking,
Right.
what's going to be, if you visually, oh, that's a spot.
Right.
All right, you and I can tell from
Right.
doing this for,
Right.
half a century.
His markings are a little bit different. It's a little blacker here. All them spots has got a little tongue, and it's rough. Look at that, catching my finger.
I
A
see
bass
that.
hadn't got that.
Okay.
But his features are a little blacker, and his markings are like this, and a largemouth's not.
Okay. Now, what's the world's record largemouth? 22.4.
22.4.
What's the record for spotted bass?
I think it's caught in California. I think it's like 11 something.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah, 11.2 or something like
and
that.
I'll tell you why California furnishes and produces so big fish. Out there, the temperature stays about the same year-round. Plus, they have a lot of trout in their lakes, and they eat year-round, so they get bigger.
They just get bigger and bigger.
Like here, these fish don't grow much in the wintertime. In the summertime, when they go deep, they go in like a staging deal where they don't eat a lot either. They will not gain weight. They'll actually lose weight when it gets real hot.
Okay.
They go down there and just suspend and just sit there and don't eat. And
Water's
then-
cold.
Well, yeah, and the same thing in the wintertime. We do the same thing.
Okay, let me ask one. The
Yeah.
next question, you
Yeah.
answer it next time.
right.
What is that trigger water temperature that changes you from fall to winter? Don't answer now.
Okay.
Stay right there. You'll get the
Okay.
answer in a few minutes.
All right.
O'Neill Outside with Travis Johnson is brought to you by your Southeast Toyota dealer. Let's go places. Fire Aid. Don't fight fires, extinguish them. Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits, Year One muscle car parts, and by the Georgia Department of Tourism and Economic Development.
There was a couple of fish over on that other side over there. I got bit just when you did.
Usually they're right here's where they're at. Last year in January, me and a friend of mine came over here. We was throwing an Alabama rig. Water temperature got down into, say, 46, 47.
Yeah.
We caught 5 spots weighed 24 pounds. Hey, we caught a 5-1 and a 5-2 right here.
Oh.
But hey, they're not on it yet.
I missed him.
Did you?
Yeah, I missed him. He banged on it once. I think a lot of times when you feel it like that, he was following it. Oh, I got another one, huh? I pulled it away from him, guy. All right, now tell me now.
Yeah.
All right, I got you. Listen to this question. You pay attention.
All right.
What's the range of temperature, or what's that temperature that says it's time for me to change over to winter fishing?
Right.
What's that temperature?
55 and down.
55 and down.
55
you
and down.
change your
Right.
tackle.
Right.
You
They'll-
change your technique.
They'll still be a little shallow at 55 degrees, and every time it changes 55, 54, 53, they start backing off.
Okay.
You got to downsize your baits, fish smaller. And a lot of times you got to fish deeper. Now, a lot of times I'll get out here in 35, 40 foot of water and drop shot these fish.
Yeah.
They won't be up here.
Okay.
But once you got warm water like we fishing right here coming out of the hot hole, these fish will stay shallow.
Okay. All right, you got that, 55 degrees. Now the next question is, if you've never been to the lake before, this
Right.
is your first trip ever,
Right.
what do?
Well,
Don't answer me now.
Okay.
All right, the next fish will get that answer.
All right.
Can't stop him, can I? I'll tell you what, guy hadn't fished in a few weeks,
Right.
and I can tell that I hadn't fished in a few weeks. Because both of these last two fish,
Right.
I swear, I just barely felt them.
Yes, sir.
And it's
At the spot.
see his jaw hinge, a largemouth jaw hinge comes back that far, past his eye. Spot up there.
Yeah. He's a little more nose pointed too, like a smallmouth. And largemouth, his head's a little bit bigger.
That's exactly right. A lot of people don't know they're catching spots.
Oh, no, I know that.
I'm gonna put him back, but I got a question.
All right.
Okay. Guy calls up. Never been to Lake Norman.
Right.
Brand new lake.
Right.
What are you going to tell him to do that's going to give him the best opportunity to get bit and be successful on that lake during that first visit?
All right, now we're going to talk about what time of year. If it's
Okay.
in the spring, he needs to go to the creeks. The
Okay.
fish are going to start moving back in the back of the creeks.
Mhm.
I'm a big spinnerbait fisherman.
Okay.
Spinnerbait, jig, worm,
Uh-huh.
and then if it gets a little warmer, top water
Okay.
comes into play.
All right.
Summertime, he's going to get out here and get on the main channel. Carolina rig,
Okay. When the fish have left the
creeks, and moving out on points in,
Okay.
in the creek channels.
All right.
And there's where that thing comes into play. Look right there.
Bait.
You're looking for bait fish.
Okay.
And if you find bait fish, they're going to be fishing around somewhere.
Okay.
Start off on the edge of the creek channel, and then as it gets hotter, I keep moving. And I'll be on the river channel for
Okay.
long.
So you don't look to say, I'm going to fish that end of the lake.
Right.
I'm going to fish a creek on the lake.
Right. Pick out a creek, and if you don't get bit pretty soon, go to another creek.
Okay.
Keep moving around. You got to keep moving till you find a
Narrow down where
Exactly.
you can't cover the whole lake.
No,
So narrow down.
fish. It's
Huh?
39,000 acre lake, and you got to pick an area and go fish it thoroughly, different ways, different techniques, till you find out what they're biting. Then, if you're not catching any fish in that creek, you need to move to another creek.
Okay.
And if they're not back in the creek, they probably move back out.
It's before we start fishing again.
Right.
I remember. Now, Guy, of course, is a tournament veteran of 40 plus years.
Right.
Big tournaments. I just fish local stuff,
Right.
and I was always happy when I could hear motors running. 'Cause
Exactly.
they're not fishing, they're running.
They're not catching.
That's right.
I can tell on this lake right here, if you see boats running all over the lake, I said, boy, they're not biting. That's why I said, look at them.
Yeah.
They're
Let's
looking.
just stay
Huh?
right here.
That's right. If we're catching fish, we better stay.
I'm gonna think up another question. In a
All
minute.
right, okay.
spotted bass. This is when you take pictures when you've been fishing, like that.
Roland Martindale.
Yeah, that's Roland. Roland has to catch big ones, and he can. He sure does. All right, we have a question for Guy Aker. Okay, people see you've been tournament fishing major for 4 decades.
42 years. But just catching fish
Okay.
is not what it's all about. And I'll tell you this, when I first started, it was like 70-30, 70 fishing and 30 promoting. Now it's 60-40, 60 promoting and 40 fishing. Because if you can't sell product, you can't get no spot.
That's right. So what you have to do first is get an education.
Exactly.
So that you can converse to people and sell them sponsorships.
That's right.
They don't want to sponsor some dodo bird that can't even complete a sentence.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. You got to be able to talk to people, hold your head up. I got a friend, he's a very good fisherman, but he's not a speaker. And he walks his head around. He said, "Why can't I get sponsors?" I said, "Man, you got to hold that head up, talk to people, be nice to people. I don't care who it is. You were nice to people, and it always comes back to you. It'll always come back."
Okay. And I'll have another question when I catch the next fish, because my man here, he ain't doing it. We're going to find a spot here in a minute. You can catch them.
This is something else. A lot of times you're catching these spots. The other day I was over here and caught a lot of fish. The wind's out of the east today, and it changes the way fish bite. This fish really didn't want that bait. He tried to kill it. All he done was run up there and just knock the living crap out of it. Look where the hook is in the top of his head.
So that old adage about winds from the east, the fishing is least, wind from the west, fishing is best. You believe that?
Yes, sir, buddy. I can tell you many, many times that I've been on them and thought I had a shot at winning the tournament. And say the wind's blowing out of south, southwest. Go back the next day and all it does is just got to change just a little bit. It's like somebody cut them off. They just don't bite. They're there and they will not bite.
So when Guy Aker goes fishing, you don't always whack them, do you?
No sirree, no sir. There's plenty of times that I'll whack them in practice, and I don't whack them in the tournament.
Right.
I think that's something that more people need to take consideration as the way you fishing. You know, just because these fish were not on the bank today, you need to search out a little bit and get back out there in a little bit deeper water, because a lot of times these fish will move back out 10, 15, 20 foot of water. And you're not going to be able to catch them up here in the shallow water. So you need to find something out here. Where's these fish going to go if they're not here today? They'll be out there.
Just a little bit further out.
Yes, sir.
Staging. Okay.
Come back, got it maybe.
All right, you tell me, Guy. Tell me as best you can. I set the hook on a fish.
Right.
I got bit and I set the hook on a fish.
Right,
Okay, and I turned around and complained to you that I missed him.
right,
And then I got bit.
right.
Same fish or different fish?
Same fish, all you done when you missed him and you dropped it back down, I missed him, he come back and got it again.
So it's the same fish.
Same fish.
These professional guys, I'm telling you,
Yeah,
time on the water, huh?
exactly. Time on the water is the secret to fishing.
You've got to make the classic.
You got-
if you're going, yeah.
if you're gonna
How many classics have you fished?
I fished 10 classics.
Oh,
and
wow.
5 Grand Prix. The Grand Prix was like American bass fishing.
Uh-huh.
And I won the Angler year and the American Bass 1 year, and the best finish I had in the classics, I've had 3rd place, 4th place, and 7th place. And one fish would have made all the world's difference.
Yeah, it usually does.
It does.
A fish on the way in,
That's
or,
right.
something, or
That's
something
right.
like that.
Right.
3-pound spot. We all tell the truth in
That's
television. 3-pound
One
spot.
thing about it, fishermen don't lie. They tell fish tales.
I've got to use that. I've got to use that. Hey, that's a good one, son. Now I noticed, Guy Aker,
Yes, sir.
that you have changed color crankbaits.
Well, I was not catching any on the color I threw the other day, but the other day the sun was real bright, so I went with the fire tiger color.
Do you therefore subscribe to light day, light bait, dark day, dark bait?
Yes, sir. Sure do.
Boy, we're just full of
Yes, sir.
sayings here today, aren't we?
Yes, sir.
Well, I've been on television for 37 years, and I've run out of things to say.
Right. These fish are fun to catch, but that ain't what I'm looking for in a tournament.
I'll bet not.
We've had, you know, again, it's fun to catch them, but it's full of them. The day has not been a real good day, I don't think. The wind changed and the weather changed, and the fish just sort of backed off a little bit.
For most folks, though, weekend guys, I mean, we've caught 11 spotted bass and a catfish.
Right.
And we've been out here for 4 hours.
Right. That ain't bad.
But it is a tough day.
Yeah, it is. Like I said again,
But if I ever come back here
right?
to this lake, I know how I'll catch some.
Shake your head.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
One of the things when TJ and I used to fish together was, besides it being a law, that we always had a fire extinguisher in the boat. Well, now I keep a can of fire aid in the boat. Keep one in the truck, keep one in the garage, keep one in the barn. I got them all over the place. But it's the one thing you hope you never have to use, but if you do have to use this on your boat, it's less corrosive and easier to clean up. So that's your TJ tackle tip of the week, brought to you by True Turn.
We have more with O'Neill and Travis, but first, let's thank these sponsors. Your Southeast Toyota dealer. Let's go places. The Whitetail Institute of North America. Research equals results. Fisher's Choice Canned Baits. And by Tough Shed, premier builder of sheds and garages. Check them out at toughshed.com. Now join O'Neill for this week's Big Green Egg wild game and fish recipe.
Oyster spaghetti. How does that sound to you? Well, I'm going to show you how to make it really special. In a paella pan on the egg, I've sauteed some onion, garlic, and shallots. Now, I'll put in, the next step is some heavy cream, thyme. Now, we put the oysters on the egg first, the whole oysters, and they popped open, and so we had an opportunity to pop open and, you know, pop them open, get the oysters out, and that's the liquor. And this is vermouth. You're supposed to say that quietly, I think. And as soon as this gets to be happy, in a couple of minutes, I'll show you the next step. Let's let that warm up. The oysters in there. Remember, we opened these oysters on the egg. Parmesan. Get this all up. You'll be able to tell the oysters are cooked when they kind of start to wrinkle up a little bit. Don't rush it. They're not going anywhere. The oysters are slow. They don't go anywhere. Last step. Oyster spaghetti requires spaghetti. You are going to love this. This will have a flavor like you've not had before. And you'll notice this is angel hair. I like the angel hair pasta perfect for this because it really thickens it up and gives it some, I guess, bite, you might say. Okay? I'll give it a few minutes, and then you're in for a treat. So is the crew. All set? What's this? Spaghetti on a big green egg. Oyster spaghetti on the big green egg. What do you think? Would you care for the recipe? Don't forget the bay leaf. Don't forget the bay leaf. O'NeillOutside.com, BigGreenEgg.com. I've been counseled. Big Green Egg, the ultimate cooking experience.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay, above the den of a guy over there making a living trying to do some yard work, what did we figure out today? We change how in the wintertime.
Right. Well, we're cold water, and anytime you fish in cold water, right there is the secret. A little shaky head, little 1/8 ounce head, you'll catch fish when you can't catch them on nothing else. Now I threw this bait today because I caught them on it 2 days ago. That just shows you.
I'm gonna put him back.
Right, that just shows you how it can change in a couple of days.
Yeah, 2 days ago you whacked them on this.
Caught 15 fish.
Okay.
And today I've caught like three or four fish.
Yeah.
And you caught about 11 or 12 on that son there.
Okay.
So it shows you that you got to change.
Uh-huh.
You know, if I was fishing a tournament, I would have thrown this thing all day long.
Oh yeah, that was going to be my next question.
Right.
And it got to be, we started fishing at 8:30.
Yeah.
At 10 o'clock, we had 2
Right.
or 3.
Right.
What would you have changed under these conditions?
I'd probably went north, try to catch largemouth bass instead of catching
Go
spot.
up the river someplace.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Last thing to do now for the person who wants to be a better fisherman.
Right.
What are you going to remind him to do?
Slow down, fish small baits in the wintertime.
When you get a chance, go fishing. And now you know a little bit more, hopefully, than about 28 minutes ago when you tuned in O'Neill outside. Thank
Good luck
you,
in
sir.
your fishing.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
sir.
for inviting me.
I enjoyed it.
I
enjoyed it.
I did too.
I was reminded of some good stuff today.
We'll do it again.
You betcha.
All right.